Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Cartier Rotonde Tourbillon XL. You can see this exquisite by retrograde tourbillon in platinum on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with additional accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Cartier Rotonde Tourbillon XL. Now the watch on my wrist is an exquisite piece and a rare one. 25 of these were made in the year 2008, originally priced at $193,200 US. This was an exquisite watch then, it remains an exquisite watch now, and if you're one of the fortunate few 25, you're likely to never see another. And it fits a charm, 42 millimeters across the Rotonde case. The watch wears well on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. Now you can see in profile it's slim, 11.5 millimeters manual wind, low profile, domed bezel, so it wears even thinner, with a dress cuff ramping up and over. It's also reasonably compact between the lug to lug, as despite the size of the case, it's only 47.3 millimeters across the wrist from extremity to extremity. Now it's also worth mentioning that the case features a slightly countersunk design, very clever. There's actually a small recess in the flank of the case into which the strap is able to pivot, allowing it to wear compact across the wrist with narrow pivot points to the strap, despite being a large and expansive case. Very clever. It also creates a more integrated look. The strap pulls straight down if you do have that smaller wrist, and you can see that the strap is retained with screws bigger and burlier than spring bars, the right way to keep a nearly $200,000 watch firmly fixed to its strap and thus your wrist. The strap is thin, low in profile. It is a tapered, unbolstered, black rectangular scale alligator leather strap with folded edges and a monotone stitch, and wow, they really did things the right way back then. Let me see if I can pop this burly clasp open, and you'll note the hallmarks are platinum to correspond to the case. So yes, a platinum clasp with a platinum case, and even better, it tucks any excess strap length underneath the body of the clasp, so there's no need for minder loops to mar the lines of the watch. Now if you think it's unusual that I call out a platinum clasp on a platinum watch, take note, that is no longer universal practice throughout the industry. Now the watch features an exquisite dial with twin retrograde scales. The one is obvious, the 0 to 60 minutes at the 3 o'clock side, but then if you look, the stylized Cartier Roman numerals are blazon on the 9 o'clock side. 3 o'clock is minutes, 9 o'clock is hours, and in fact, I may as well show you how this works, because it's quite a bit of theater. Just like that, as the tourbillon pivots in its 1-minute circuits down at the 6 o'clock station, there's quite a bit of dynamism on the dial, with something rather spectacular taking place every 60 minutes, and right around noon, call your friends over in the office, because the double retrograde is an impressive little bit of theater. Now you'll note the rose lathe guilloche, the radial undulating pattern splayed out from the center, as well as the gorgeous Breguet style hands. They're semi-Breguet, being somewhat pear, somewhat Breguet, and even having a little bit of Dauphine point to them at the end. The Cartier interlocking logo bridge to the tourbillon at 6 o'clock is beautifully polished. It is in fact what's known as black polish, and you can see as I tilt it through its non-reflective angle, you can see why Poly Noir is thusly named. It reflects light in only one direction. From any other angle, it looks almost black. You can see the beautiful mobile escapement within the dial, and the movement is exactly what you would expect. Finely finished and spectacular. This is caliber manufacture 9450, executed in-house by Cartier. It's also hand-finished by Cartier. Beautiful mirrored anglage across the edge of every bridge. You can see the beautifully hand-rounded edge of every bridge catching the light as I move this one through the light of the display box. It's quite pleasing. You don't even need a loop to appreciate it in full. The same type of black polished optical finish is applied to the tourbillon bridge on the reverse side of the watch as well, and it's technically accomplished. Beating away at 21,600 vibrations per hour manually wound, it has an impressive 3-day power reserve in spite of the power-hungry tourbillon escapement, and based on my observations of the hairspring, this is an overcoil, so you take the merits of the tourbillon, equalizing the effect of gravity with respect to the concentrically beating hairspring, in this case Breguet. Most hairsprings aren't concentric beating. They have a slightly offset center of gravity. The Breguet counters that, but so does the Tourbillon, taking both advantages and combining them into a single mechanism. That's Cartier, and that's why this watch, once again, originally cost almost $200,000. Beautiful to behold, whether you're looking at its dial or its reverse side. A pleasure on the wrist, full platinum. It weighs a ton, and it's wonderful for it. A gorgeous piece that appeals to the intellect as well as the imagination. You can see and you can own this one on our website.